Good morning. Welcome to Under the Hood with Mike Garrison, author of Can I Borrow Your Car and Would You Build This? Today's kind of a cool day. I'm recording this the morning that I'm driving up to Cleveland to sit down with my friend Scott Snyder, the president and co-owner of the Exit Plan Institute, on his Exit Is Now podcast. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I've been on the podcast before, but that was a shorter segment after I won Member of the Year back in 2024. So this is the first full-time episode. I'm psyched. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I suspect we're going to be talking about referrals. So in light of that, I just want to hit on something different. One of the things we talk about in Would You Build This, kind of like the firm you would design today, is this. Which way are you going? Which way are you led? Neither way is necessarily morally superior to the other, but there's two kind of tracks of business that I see emerging. One is very, very much tech forward, heavy use of AI. And that use of AI is to compete better in commoditized type markets while providing human relevance. And that's important. So like when you think about financial services, I think the firms of the future that are tech forward, AI enhanced, those firms are going to be competing at a significantly lower price point. If you want to know more about that price point, check out my white paper, the Fee Opacity Thesis. It's out there. But they're going to be competing for a much lower price point. In some cases, more than 50% of the current price for what is billed as investment management. But they're going to use AI, they're going to use the technology to lower costs while still maintaining relationship. That relationship necessarily is going to be different than the other firm. The other firm is going to be a judgment first firm. And I was reading an article this morning that I'll be doing my newsletter on next week. So you'll see the citation next week. But it's basically about how does the use of AI affect judgment? And it's significant. And so I'm talking to all the owners and operators of professional services companies right now. Judgment, which is what you really get paid for, right? And what AI is not going to take away from you. Judgment is affected dramatically by use of AI, and you need to have a strategy to maintain your critical thinking skills, which are eroded when you outsource too much of that to AI. Does that mean don't use AI? Heck no. Stuff's great. I use it a lot, but you need to understand that if you are not judgmental, operating with judgment, strategically on purpose with your use of AI, just like with social media, you are going to suffer some consequences. It's kind of like when I talk about social media, like if you don't have an explicit strategy for social media, and I'm not talking about some marketing tech strategy. I have a lot of people I know that are doing just these tech automation marketing strategies, avatars, and all this kinds of bull crap on social media. And what they don't understand is that if you're not buying the leads, you are a bondage servant to the platform, right? All of your fancy little schemes and strategies fundamentally are at the behest, right? They are provided by these vendors. And right, guess what? LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, all of them, guess what they want? They don't want you getting business from them for free. They're providing an illusion of opportunity for you. That illusion only becomes reality when you have a real strategy that's human-based to go off of it. Because if you're trying to play the same game as Coca-Cola, ConAgra, these big firms, right? McKinsey, whatever. If you're trying to play their game without paying for advertising, you're an idiot. You're a very useful idiot to social media, but you're still an idiot because you're trying to play an enterprise game without enterprise investment. And that is the fantasy they're selling you. Don't buy it. If you run a professional services firm, if you're an attorney, a CPA, a consultant, financial advisor, insurance agent, you have an incredible opportunity by remaining human Don't outsource your judgment. Be strategic. And most of all, be real, be human, be authentic.